Hi, everybody. Welcome once again back to Charlotte, North Carolina. Quarterfinal match number 3 in our quest for the national champion. I'm Frank Lieber, along with David Lloyd, the commissioner of the PPA, and Billy Packer. We've had a couple of exciting matches so far, and today we feature our first and only female entrant in the tournament.
That is correct, and only the third female to ever make it to TV, Frank. We've got some exciting matches, and we've had some. We've got 2 more quarterfinalist matches that are going to be dynamite. We've got the ladies' national champion, Paula Gay. Interesting story that we'll be telling you throughout the show today, versus Gary Benfield, a local pro from here in Charlotte, got a home course advantage. For 23 years, we've been bringing to you televised TV series, trying to bring to you the best in putting ability and to reward and recognizing that ability. We've had putters from around the world appear on this series, and these 2 putters today exemplify the talent and the ability of putters throughout the world who are members of the PPA. 23 years, over $1.4 million in prize money has been awarded in that 23 years. The prize at this particular tournament down the road is the title of the PPA National Championship and the $10,000 first place prize. Billy, tell us about Paula Gay.
Well, Paula is new to us, of course. She's a left-hander, only the 3rd woman ever to appear on the TV series. She's the 1981 ladies champion, and she didn't win that award without having some tough matches. Evelyn Florin was defeated in that one, and also Kim Taylor, 2 of the very best, so we know she can play. Her dad, of course, was the 1965 PPA men's national champion, and that's none other than Tracy Moore, so great bloodlines here, Frank.
Well, I don't know if it's, what the situation is going to be when you play a woman, but we'll find out if there's any additional pressure on Gary Benfield. Gary will be the opponent today for Paula. Gary is single. He's 28 years old, from Charlotte, North Carolina, and a tree surgeon. He's been a pro for a total of 8 years. It's his first time in the television series. Among his tournament victories has been the 1978 Chattanooga Open, and of course, winning the national championship would be a dream come true. It shapes up to be a very interesting match, and we'll be ready to tee it up on number 1 when we come back right after this. Paula Gay and Gary Benfield shaking hands with Tommy Hogue, our tournament official, and we're ready to go. In addition to being the only female entrant, Paula, as you can see, is the only left-hander we have in the field.
I love that quote. Would be a dream come true, and it really would be for her. Since she was 7 years old when her father died, she has wanted to be the national champion.
Par is 2 here. She does not get her ace on number 1. Her dad is a former national champion.
Yes.
Which makes it even more interesting.
The interesting thing about Tracy Moore, who was a 1965 national champion, is that he never had a chance to defend his title. He died 4 days before the 1966 tournament.
Gary Benfield. They kid him around here, call him Dr. Benfield, the tree surgeon.
And he moves by on the right.
You watch both of the golfers practicing on hole number 1, and neither one was able to drop that after 3 or 4 practice tries earlier here this morning. I think the hole really had them nerved a little bit, and possibly that first time on TV doesn't help either.
You've got it. Tracy Moore, Paula Gay's father, appeared on the 1963 and 1965 series. He won the 1963 series, so she's got 2 titles she's going for. She'd like to win the series and also be the national champion. She is a current ladies national champion.
Rolls back down the plateau there and has a short putt left for her par on number 2.
And par is 2 on each and every PPA hole.
That hole is just on a little bit of an incline. Here's Benfield.
Gary's got a great lifetime stroke average, 28.87, so you can see he's very consistent.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
He was talking it in.
Yeah.
You'll hear both of our players conversing this afternoon, their reaction, because both are mic'd for the duration of the match, which is even after 2 holes. Both players with pars in the first 2 holes. We go now to number 3. A couple of rises on this hole that they have to traverse to get to the cup.
Both play this off the left rail. Very similar.
Rise number 1 and number 2.
Not close.
Like a couple of fighters kind of sparring in the early going here, trying to...
Jockeying for position right now as to who's going to take the lead. And she played it off the right rail then.
Yeah.
Did not go straight in.
3 straight pars for Paula Gay, an ace here by Benfield, that put him one up after 3 holes.
He's got that stance exactly opposite of the Vance Randall style. He's wide open instead of totally closed. We can't get an ace here.
Best string we have had in the series so far has been 4. That was by Ed Haggerty last week at 4 in a row. Had a total of 8 aces in the 18 holes.
I mentioned Evelyn Florin earlier. Her husband Dick had some streak a few years back. What was it, David? Something like 11 in a row?
11 in a row. And the funny thing, his opponent, Tom O'Brien, also had 11 in a row in the same match. They topped each other on 11 holes.
That'd get a little frustrating, having
Yes,
the
it would.
honors and having that guy throwing it right back in. And
Want to stay away from that little that little hill there. Come
she
on.
like that first ace and just not there.
Hard to come by in this particular match. Never had a lady win a TV series, but they've certainly won matches before.
Evelyn Florin 2 years ago beat Mr. Jim Borchelt, one of the players in our first quarterfinalist matches in this series.
This is Benfield on 4. Again, an ace takes the lead here.
Get in, ball. Get in.
Nice roll.
He's got it.
Very nicely done.
I think this match is going to change its complexion greatly here, because I think that we'll see Gary putting the pressure on now, and if Paula can't go ahead and get an ace soon, I think it's going to really mount on her.
Benfield with the honors, and that's obviously an advantage.
He's going to let this ball off the right rail and die right at the hole.
Number 5.
He likes it.
Wow.
Back-to-back aces.
I think the pressure really going to mount here.
Came out with 3 straight pars, and now he comes up with 2 ones. Here's Paula, but just been married for 5 months. Dental technician from Augusta, Georgia.
She needs an ace so badly to get started.
This is match play elimination, so she does not need to putt out. She can simply pick up because she's lost the hole by virtue of Benfield's ace.
Unless you see some of these matches in person where you can watch the expression on the faces and the lips tighten up, you don't realize how a match starts to get away from somebody emotionally. And I think that's what's happening to Paula right now.
Check.
Very tough hole here. as you can
Impossible
see.
hold ace, number 6s. Just out of sight.
Benfield gets his par. See what Paula can do with it here. It's just a second-year pro. The 1981 Ladies PPA National Championship was her first pro tournament victory.
She plays it out the backside.
Trying to come in the back door, but I don't think she had enough on it.
Yep.
Par putt upcoming to keep her 2 down in the match through the first 6 holes. This is our 3rd quarterfinal match. 1 to go between Mark Portugal, the winner of our last TV series, and Jeff Eastep, which will be upcoming next week. And we'll get into the semis. Benfield on number 7.
Right rail, soft speed here.
Turn. Turn. Come on.
Oh, it just died.
That hurt.
The camera pointed out very well there. That's just a matter of 1/8 of an inch. Ball went right by the hole.
Well, Paula Gay has put together 6 straight pars. She's looking for her first ace, and she needs to make up some ground here, does a left-hander from Augusta.
And Frank, in this league, pars will get you nowhere.
That's right.
Hurry.
Eye on the right.
I think she can feel rather confident in one respect, though. She's not totally out of the match and hasn't had an ace yet.
Benfield on the 8th hole as we approach the turn. Playing very steady now. He's 2 up in the match.
It's outside. Yeah, he left it out.
Space.
Tommy Hogue will be official tournament marshal. Will move the ball the prescribed distance under the rules of the PPA to give a club head length relief to the pros so that they can get their backstroke in.
I think we could have quite a backside if Paula could just get one to drop here.
I think if she gets one to drop, then
Yep.
they'll start coming. You know, it's the first one, as they say, is the hardest.
And particularly in this particular case where she'd have an opportunity to get even.
The hole is protected by those two triangles. You have to get close.
Oh, she left it
Oh,
way
wow.
out. Not even close.
You know, we talked about possibly pressure before the match, Billy. I think that she's got some pressure, not only being on TV, number one, but number two, trying to live up to a dream of being the PPA national champion like her father. You know, just a lot of pressure there, a lot of internal pressure. Since she was 7 years old when her father died, the defending champion Tracy Moore at that time. She's dreamed
Yeah.
of being the champion.
Benfield
He
picks
got
up
it.
an ace on number 9, so he stands to go 3 up.
Now that really hurt right there for Paula. Of course, Paula has a lot of things that she's representing. The left-handers of the world.
That's right.
The ladies of the world.
Maybe she feels them all on her shoulders right now,
I
too.
think she probably
He's
does.
sweet.
That does look
Be
good. Finally
sweet.
got
Maybe
one.
that was the kind of word she needed.
Well, it took 9 holes, but Paula finally got her ace, and so she stays 2 down. Gary Benfield in command in this quarterfinal match in the PPA National Championship Finals in Charlotte. Back in just a moment.
Paula, for most of us rookies out here, it's not too bad to have pars all the way, but when you're playing against a guy like Gary and in a field like this, it becomes very difficult to keep rolling pars.
Yes, it does. Gary's a good putter, and it's his home course, and I feel that he's got an advantage, you know, since he's played it wet and everything, and my speed's off today.
You mentioned that to me earlier. Is there any adjustment you can make? Things are happening so rapidly. Is there any adjustment you can make as you go along?
Just concentrate more.
You beat some outstanding players, of course, to get here, and you're representing the ladies. Is that anything extra special for you?
Definitely, I think it is.
How about the left-handers? I have so many things going for you.
Well, I don't think it makes that much difference.
You feel but basically you have the same shots as the fellas up from the right-hand side. Gary, you're off to a pretty good start right here. You felt you should have had a couple of more aces.
Right, I thought hole 8 good and it didn't go, and well, maybe that was about hole 7 came close.
How about your adjustment here to the course with the conditions being a little bit slow?
Well, I don't play but 2-3 holes different. The rest I'm play the same. Try to hit just a little harder, and I didn't start out so well. I just wasn't hitting the ball as hard as I wanted to. First about 2-3 holes.
Well, we'll let you get started on the backside. Take that lead. Paula, try to catch up to him.
Okay, I sure will.
Good luck to you.
Well, let's see if indeed Paula got started with that ace on number 9 as they go now to the 10th hole. She is 2 down in this match. At this particular point, Gary Benfield has the honors on number 10.
This is a hole they expect to make. Cup is up on a rise, about 4 inches. Very steep rise. They'll try to hit the left rail and right into the cup just like that to get their ace. Par is 2 on each and every PPA hole.
That is the 4th ace in the match so far for Gary Benfield. Let's see if Paula can match him here.
Ooh,
I don't think she intended to hit that first board.
she hit the right rail. And of course she picks up because this is match play elimination, hole by hole competition. No need for her to putt out on that particular hole.
So she goes 3 down now after 10, and the struggle continues for her.
Gary getting more and more confidence as he goes on now, particularly
Hurry, ball.
with a good feel for this particular course.
And
Made it
yet
back
another
up.
ace. That is 3 in a row now for Benfield. He is, you might say, operating like a tree surgeon.
That he is.
I shouldn't maybe have said that, but nevertheless he is.
Well, he and Boris Schelt, they're the guys that know all about that landscaping. Paula just doesn't have it going for her at all, and you can tell that she's tensing up a great deal right now. You could tell during that little interview there at the break that Mark is not very well composed as he usually is when he's playing. He's
He seems
under
to be a little
great
rattled,
deal,
doesn't he?
yeah, a little rattled, under a great deal of pressure, and he knows he's not putting well, and he's putting even more pressure on himself.
Well, there's one of those openings that you were talking about. Estep getting his par, and Portugal with a chance for back-to-back aces now, which would reduce the margin to 2 holes.
Of course, being such a super putter that he is, if he were to give too many of these openings, I just have a feeling Mark would be able to get his game back together again.
You figure he's not going to go the back nine with just one ace. There's two already.
There he's going.
He had one ace in the whole front nine, and now he's got back-to-back aces here in the back nine.
Look at him. Look at that,
he's
Billy.
fired up now. Now he's got an opportunity to get the honors. And, you know, as we've seen so many times, fellas have told us you want those honors and you want to keep them and keep that pressure on your opponent.
He's got a little strut back in his walk there all of a sudden, didn't he?
Bouncing that ball heavy.
Number 12.
The longest putt.
Of course, this hole has never yielded an ace in our entire TV series. And it's still undefeated.
It's a tough hole. 32 feet from tee mat to cup. It's the longest putt on the course. Of course, it's not one that they expect to pick up an ace. It's get it close and get your par, which par is 2 on each and every PPA hole.
See why they call this a slap shot, because you really do slap it and try to get it close.
You notice the last rail comes off square. It just doesn't give you the angle, so that I just don't even think that the mechanics of this hole are working properly for the pros.
We go to the 13th. Mark Portugal retains the honors. He won the Eastern Open Championship to qualify for this particular tournament.
Mark trying to be the Texan that breaks up this Charlotte group that's making a run at the championship.
How about it? 3 Charlottans in the semifinals.
Fine putt.
Beautiful.
3 out of 4 now. He's just changing completely his attitude.
Now here's where the inexperience may come in, because Mark is putting the pressure on Jeff. It's a delicate putt. It's all speed. Off the left rail, climbing a hill to a cup on an incline at an angle.
He responds. Matching aces on number 13, so E-Step is still 2 up as we go to the 14th.
You notice that Jeff doesn't even watch Mark play. I don't think that I've seen anybody on their first TV match play any better than Jeff in regard to his attitude towards the game. Look, he's not even paying attention. He's concentrating on his own shots and what he has to do to win.
Well, he was winning in the consolation rounds, elimination rounds, to get to the final 8 in the national championship, TV finals. He beat Dick Florin,
Beautiful.
Ray Browning, and some tremendous credentials on these people. And again, he was the same way, Billy. He just played the course. He did not play the person. And I think that's a good mental image.
That's 4 aces now in the last 5 holes for Portugal.
He's playing a fella right now that's starting to get it going.
Oh, but he keeps answering, though.
If you got honors, that's fine. But if your opponent keeps topping you, that's not helping the situation with 2 up.
So back-to-back aces now for E-Step. We go to the 15th in Portugal. Got to realize only 4 holes left, and he's 2 down at this point.
Yeah, I think that Mark would have to ace all the way in to win this match at the way Jeff is playing.
As I say on the PPA Pro Tour, he's not going to lay down for him. It's going to be work the whole time. This is a hard putt to ace. But he did. The first.
You can see this young fellow was really off his game in that front side, because now we're seeing the Mark Portugal that we expected.
5 out of 6 holes he has aced. E-Step with back-to-back aces. Let's see if he can make it 3 in a row. He's got a string of his own working here. The best string we've had in the TV series this year is 4. Beautiful speed.
Oh, wow.
The young man showing something.
I think Mark's showing the admiration for the
Yes,
young man.
he really is.
He's hanging in there.
Of course, he said he's definitely one of the best. And
Portugal 2 down, 3 holes left to play.
a lot of the putters around watching these two practice had a lot of confidence in Jeff E-Step. They said he has a chance to beat Mark Portugal, and he's got the match in control right now.
Wow.
6 or 7, Frank.
Isn't that something? He's got to be thinking now, oh, that front 9 just killed me. He makes an ace here. He'll tie the longest string we've had in the TV series, 4 in a row, by Ed Haggerty.
Wow.
So,
No, he missed
not
that.
even close.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he will pick the ball up, because this is match play elimination, and Mark had already won the hole with an ace. Did
So-
not need to put out.
Now he is just one up. 2 holes left to play. And things getting a little tense here in Charlotte right now.
Yeah,
Mark Portugal goes to the tee at 17.
17, though, is one that we'd expect them both to get an ace. And as I said, I thought that Mark would have to ace all 4 of the final holes in order to tie this thing up. And so far, he's been able to do it.
He's aced everything on the back 9 except number 12.
This slides this one in. Well, that's a great comeback for Mark
Isn't that
Portugal.
something?
Shows what an outstanding player he is, because he was unnerved at the turn.
Like you said, when you were interviewing him, Billy, he really was shook. He just could not get it together.
Yes.
This is the hole right now.
Number 18. Estep is 1 up. Portugal has to ace it.
You see very few aces here.
Table and shoot type of hole. You ram it and get it up on the top ledge. And this is a very, very difficult hole to.
Mark sets this thing up at the 4 spot on the tee marker. And he wants to go square with the mat. No bank.
He knows he has to ace to win. Have a chance at winning.
Nope.
Par putt left, which means that Estep will only have to par this hole to pick up the victory.
And Tommy Hogue, the official tournament marshal, is moving the ball out the prescribed distance under PPA rules.
Mark ought to take as much time as he can right here to make Jeff think about it.
All right, here it is. 2 putts to win and advance to the semifinals against Gary Benfield. And a big upset victory it would be.
All he needs to do is get it on the table. He knew he had it too. He's been playing this game too long.
Great match. So Jeff Estep fights off the comeback bid of Mark Portugal and wins our last quarterfinal match 1 up. And we'll be back in Charlotte right after this.
Standing with young Mark Portugal. Mark, you had a chance to defend your TV title, but the front 9 got to you.
Well, I just didn't play the front 9 well at all, and it hurt, definitely. I made what I call a pretty good comeback on the back, but Jeff just kept topping me on like 3 or 4 holes in a row.
Mark, it wasn't a pretty good comeback. It was an excellent comeback. You had a chance, but it just didn't break for you. On behalf of the PPA, it's my pleasure to present to you a consolation check for $1,000. Mark, I know we'll see you in future years. Thank you so much. Billy?
Well, Jeff, that's the finest match that I've seen, particularly from a composure standpoint of anybody on their first time on TV. It didn't seem to bother you at all.
Well, it did a little bit.
On that back side, when Mark started throwing him in, he finally got the honors on you. You kept coming back and topping him each and every time. Did you feel the pressure mounting?
Yeah, definitely.
Number 18, you felt you had it when you knew you could get it up on the table?
Right. All you had to do is hit it up there.
You know, one of the things we've got coming up are 2 fellas from Charlotte. Are you going to give me any predictions as what's going to happen next week?
Nope.
No predictions at all. You're not even talking to me. Well, we've got a real tough one coming up. The Haggerty-Hayden match coming up next week. You're going to love it. A top one.